Welcome to the Crawlcast. I'm your host, George Krawczak, and today we are looking at which quarterback has the lowest turnovers per game. And I think this is important because obviously turnovers are the real killers out there. And so I'm going to use all this data at the end and make a video in a week or so to see who is the best quarterback available. And if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. And also, I just want to say you will see the numbers going down because turnovers are terrible and you want the least amount of turnovers. So now that's out of the way, let's get started. So first, a little admin I just need to cover where so this includes all 29 starting quarterbacks. It does not include the Vikings quarterback JJ McCarthy because he's never played. It doesn't include the Saints quarterback just because we have no idea who it's going to be. And then it doesn't include the Browns quarterback because we also don't know who that's going to be. And I just want to let you know right now it's being recorded on June 3rd, so we don't necessarily know if Aaron Rodgers is going to sign with the Steelers, but I think it's a very high likelihood to the point where I think it'd be more shocking if he doesn't sign with the Steelers. So I've included Aaron Rodgers, and if Aaron Rodgers ends up retiring and doesn't sign with the Steelers, then this will just be like a fun little extra quarterback to add. So now let's get started. At number 28 is Jets quarterback Justin Fields, who has had 75 turnovers in 44 games, which is 1.7 turnovers per game. At number 27 is Michael Penix Jr., who's had 5 turnovers in 3 games, which is a 1.66 turnovers per game. Also at number 27 is Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson, who's had 25 turnovers in 15 games, which is a 1.66 turnovers per game. At number 26 is Drake May, who's had 19 turnovers in 12 games, which is a 1.58 turnovers per game, and he's the Patriots quarterback. At number 25 is Titans quarterback Will Levis, who's had 33 turnovers in 21 games, which is a 1.57 turnovers per game. At number 24 is Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold, who's had 114 turnovers in 73 games, which is a 1.56 turnovers per game. At number 23 is Raiders quarterback Geno Smith, who's had 116 turnovers in 83 games, which is a 1.39 turnovers per game. At number 22 is Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, who's had 82 turnovers in 60 games, which is a 1.36 turnovers per game. At number 21 is Bills quarterback Josh Allen, who's had 148 turnovers in 110 games, which is a 1.34 turnovers per game. At number 20 is Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray, who's had 107 turnovers in 82 games, which is a 1.3 turnovers per game. At number 19 is Tua, who's the Dolphins quarterback and has had 80 turnovers in 62 games, which is a 1.29 turnovers per game. At number 18 is Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, who's had 84 turnovers in 66 games, which is 1.27 turnovers per game. At number 17 is Bryce Young, who's had 35 turnovers in 28 games, which is a 1.25 turnovers per game, and he's the Panthers quarterback. At number 16 is Packers quarterback Jordan Love, who's had 41 turnovers in 33 games, which is a 1.24 turnovers per game. At number 15 is Matthew Stafford, who's had 272 turnovers in 222 games, which is a 1.2252 turnovers per game, and he's the Rams quarterback. At number 14 is Lions quarterback Jared Goff, who's had 164 turnovers in 134 games, which is a 1.2239 turnovers per game. At number 13 is Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson, who's had 112 turnovers in 94 games, which is a 1.19 turnovers per game. At number 12 is Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, who's had 142 turnovers in 122 games, which is a 1.16 turnovers per game. At number 11 is Joe Burrow, who's the Bengals quarterback and has had 79 turnovers in 69 games, which is a 1.14 turnovers per game. At number 10 is Baker Mayfield, who's the Buccaneers quarterback and has had 147 turnovers in 130 games, which is a 1.13 turnovers per game. At number 9 is Cowboys quarterback Brock Purdy, who's had 40 turnovers in 36 games, which is a 1.11 turnovers per game. And he's the 49ers quarterback. At number 8 is Giants quarterback Russell Wilson, who's had 219 turnovers in 199 games, which is a 1.1 turnovers per game. At number 7 is Patrick Mahomes, who's had 112 turnovers in 112 games, which is a 1 turnover per game, and he's the Chiefs quarterback. At number 6 is Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud, who's had 31 turnovers in 32 games, which is a 0.96 turnovers per game. At number 5 is Bears quarterback Caleb Williams, who's had 16 turnovers in 17 games, which is a 0.94 turnovers per game. At number 4 is Justin Herbert, who's had 72 turnovers in 79 games, which is a 0.91 turnovers per game, and he's also the Chargers quarterback. At number 3 is presumably Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, who's had 213 turnovers in 241 games, which is a 0.8838 turnovers per game. And number 2 is Broncos quarterback Bo Nix, who's had 15 turnovers in 17 games, which is a 0.8824 turnovers per game. And at number 1 is Jayden Daniels, who's had 14 turnovers in 17 games, which is a 0.82 turnovers per game. So let me know your thoughts, comments below. Which one shocked you the most? Which one you thought was the most surprising, least surprising? And if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. And I'll see you on the next one.